Illustration SAP STMS we are discussing. So as part of the STMS here, we have the first topic is we discussed about the how to configure the transport routes, layers, and how to add the systems into the transport domain. So these things we discussed yesterday, right? So then once the configuration is done, then how to create the request? How to create the request here? Here, as part of the STMS here, then first of all, domain controller configuration, then add systems into domain controller. So add systems into the domain controller, then transport routes, then transport layers. So this is the one part here up to transport routes, layers, creations. So trans directory is shared between the across the systems. So this is what we discussed, right? Then apart from that, so today we'll discuss about the second one is like a how to create TR, how to create request, how to create request here. So we can use the SE01, SE09 or SE10. So any one of the transaction code you can use it to create the request here, right? Request is kind of a some kind of carry back change request. In this request, we will store the objects. In this request, we will store the objects here. We will store the objects here, right? So here we have to log into the systems. First of all, let's check whether our systems, whether it's configured or not. Let me log in. What happened? All the systems showing not available. Let me check. Let me log into the systems. Here, go to STMS transaction code, and it is ECD is configured. So we have the only two systems are there here. I think NW1 is not configured. That is fine. So here, two systems are there. And what about the routes? Okay, only two systems, ECD to ECP is there. So that's fine. Either two systems or three systems, that's fine. It's configured. Okay. So now what we have to do once the request is configured here we need to do we need to we need to create a request here. We need to create a request here. So request contains the one or more objects here, right? So this TMS is used to move, manage, control the development objects or customized objects. So from across the landscape, we can move it via predefined transport routes, RFC destinations. So it will move from one system to another system here, right? So this is what we will use the transport management system. We will use it here. So why we have to use it means directly we cannot make any changes in the production. Anything should come from the development only here. So developments person will do the developments. They will record the changes into the one of the requests that is called the transport request. Those transport requests we will move to the quality and quality to the production here. Quality to production here. So that is the reason. So entire landscape we will we will move the changes here, right? We will move the changes in the systems here, right? So here you see, so here SE01 or 09 or 10, we can create a request here. Click on the create. Normally, this work will be done by your developers or functional team here. So here request creation of the request here, creation of transport request here, then release TR, we have to release it here, then import the transport request here, import, there is a sequence, import transport request here into respective systems here. There is a order, sequence wise we have to follow the activities here. Request creation and release and import. Request created is not released, then if you want to import it, you cannot import it. What first of all, the request will be imported by the, released by the, whoever created the request, they have to import it here. They have to import the request here. They have to import the request here. That is what we have to do it. So our responsibility is importing the transport request here. So creation of the request will be done by the, so creation of the request and releasing the request will be done by the development functional team. Sometimes we may have to so perform this activity, but so our activity is very less here. So creation here, so create request. So types of request here, you see customization request, there the types of requests are there here, types of request here, right? You see types of request, customization request, workbench request, transport of copies. So, and relocation of these rare cases we will use it, but mainly either customization objects or workbench object. The transport of copies is like a during the refresh time, during the refresh of the your system. So that time we'll use the, so that time we'll use the, so transport of copies here. Osmosis of transport of copies we will use it here. Transport of copies we will use it here. Here, so here you see customization request here. Customization request here. Customization means client specific data, client specific data or client specific objects. We can transport it here in the customization. So in the customization, client specific here, client specific data, we can transport it here. So according to this, suppose like a IMG, suppose like SPRO changes here, or some of the customized changes, only client specific customized changes here. That kind of changes will move. If that kind of changes, if you have anything, then we will create the customized request here. We will create a customized request here, right? Then, so if you see the workbench request here, workbench request is like a, so workbench request is like a, so cross client, repository cross client, which means it's applicable for the all here, contains the repository object here. Workbench request contains the repository objects and class client customizing objects here. These requests are responsible for, so for the above, there is a repository, above repository in SEAT, where all the development objects are available. There we can see the this repository object changes and everything. So customization request contains the client specific customization. As per the client settings, these requests are automatically recorded. When the user perform any changes in the system, it will ask the client specific request here, customization request here. So, or we can also create the new request we can create it here in the system, right? So any request, a client specific and cross client and repository changes are allowed here, right? Click on the create button here. Here it will ask the description here, and the target system will be displayed here. Description, suppose like, so demo changes to, suppose like BDLS changes to the so production, BDLS changes to the production here. Just click on the OK button. Then there is a request will be created here. The request naming convention like a here SID, the request naming convention SID, the K9 and the number will be created here. SID K9, the number will be created here. SID, suppose like ECD or K9 and number depends upon the sequence, the number will be created, here, right? SID K9, so this one number is created here. You see SID K9, that depends upon the sequence of the request, it will create the request here. So this is the modifiable status, right? So then here it is in the main task, subtask, main task and subtask here. There are two types here. The main task is created, then subtask also. Yeah, sorry. Main task and subtask also created here, right? So here, once the empty request is created, then we need to add the objects here. We need to add the objects, means data, which data you want to move it here. So client copy means all the data here. Here, which objects or which data you want to move it here, which data you want to move it to the here in the system. So that data you need to you need to copy. So here the people will get confused here. Here we need to follow the syntax here. We need to follow the some syntax here. So R3 TR transports, then which objects, which type of objects you are planning to do. So there is the object types are there here. So you can choose table entries, archiving cross, a file, whatever the data you are transporting here. That related object, the object type we have to choose it here. That related object type we have to choose it here. So object type we have to choose it here, right? Suppose like here I am just choosing a TABU table, and the table name is called the TBDLS table, logical system fields table. Then table keys I added as a star. Click on the save button here, go back, then save, then go back here. You see the request objects are created here, table objects are created, which means this table data I want to move to the ECP system. This table data I want to move to the ECP system here, right? So first of all, what is the TR number? 509 here, right? So you can request the release the TR. First subtask we have to release it, then after that the main task we have to release it here. Then see it is getting released. So first TR creation, then TR release we have to do that one. Once the TR is released here, so the TR will split the files into two files here. Suppose if you see here, so suppose if in the trans directory, the TR bin is the configuration file and buffer is the imported transport request, then co-files contains the the transport request which you exported. So that will means the TR will split into two files here. The split into two files. One is the co-files, second one is the data files. Co-files will start with the K9. Co-file start with the K9, data file starts with the R9 and number here, right? In the trans directory, if the TR is released, then K900509, and in the data folder, you can see, so R900509 means co-files and data files got released here. Co-files and data files got released here for this transport request. So what's happening here? There is a table here. There is a table here in the TBDLS table here. So in this table, there are the entries, right? 25 entries are there here. These entries we are planning to move to the quality system, right? So production system here. In the production, how many entries are there? Let's log into the production here. Let's check. Production, we have the only 13 entries are there here. We have only 13 entries are there. That is the different entries here. So what I am planning to do now, we created the some entries here in the, so we created the some entries in the here, 25 entries here in the table. This table entries we want to transfer to the target system here. So you created a transport request 509, then the request you created and you released it. You request you created and you released it. Now you can ask basis team to import the transport request here. So now it's our turn, basis team turn to import the transport request here. So you will get an email stating that I basis team, could you please import the TR into production system? So something like that. Then immediately you need to log into the system. Then STMS, this is our responsibility. Day to day, a number of transports we may have to import. Go to the STMS, click on the import overview. Then just to go to the which system they want us, just click on the import queue. These are the import queues here, right? Just click on the import queue here. So then you will see the transport request here. The request which they asked you to import, so that will be there here. If the request is imported, so there is a filters, delete the filters. So refresh here, right? Just come to scroll down here. There is a request, right? 509 BDLS changes here, right? You got the BDLS changes transport request here, right? So here you want to import, you have to import this request here, right? So the request is came to here, but it's not imported. You see, this is not imported here. If it is imported, something there is a color coding here, right? It's not imported in the RC field. So 509, right? When you release the TR, then only the transport request come to the ECP system here, right? Then select it here. Then there is a click on the import button. Here there is the two trucks here. This is the full load truck, which means all the transport request will be imported. This is the one of the dangerous, right? Normally this in the organization, we will disable this one. There is a parameter. If you change that one, this will be disabled. But this is also, there is an import request. So just click on the import request. So which require, which system, which client you want to import, which client you want to import, suppose like 800 client or 101 client. So you can just select that client here, which client you want to import, select that. Suppose we are importing to the central finance system, right? Then go to the execution. So this is common. So right, if you want to immediately import, you can import. If you want to schedule the import, like I don't want to now, I want to import like later 10 minutes, means you can schedule the timelines here. Then these options are very important here. Options are very important here. Options. So here in the options, so while importing the transport request again, so normally this is depends upon the company, depends upon the customer. We choose the related, so options we will choose it here. The related options we will choose it here. If you want to import the request again, you want to override the objects originals. So already data is there. If you want to override that originals, then you can just override the originals. So if you want to ignore the invalid component versions, then you can choose it. So if you want to skip the procedures, suppose we have the options, so you can choose whatever the option you want to do. You can choose that option here, right? So normally a company will choose these options here. Your company, there is a policy. You can choose your option. Click on the OK button. Click on the transport request is getting imported into the ECP production system here, right? So you are importing into the ECP, the production system you are importing here, right? So here there is a, while importing, there is a truck symbol. Import is running here, right? Just click on the refresh button here, then that should be imported, right? So how can I know whether this is imported? Here truck symbol is ended, but here there is a option here, right? Okay code, written code is 0 here. If there is a transport written codes here, there are the transport written codes here, TR written codes here. By using written codes, we will come to know whether it's successfully imported or not. Here we will come to know here. So 0, 4, 8, 12 written codes here. 0 means the TR successfully imported. 4 means the TR successfully imported with warnings, right? 8 means the TR one or more objects are having issue. One or more, one error status. So error. This is the error here. TR failed with the RC8, which means error status here. So then the owner of the transport owner, so they will take care of. So RC12, it's a system issue, system error. That I will tell you, system error means. Okay. So here TR so TR imported here. So which means the changes should be replicated here as well, right? Let's go to your table, whatever the table you are moved here. See the entries here. Here also 25 entries are there here. Previously, I think below entries, now 25 entries are there here. See, all the entries are here as well. Whatever the entries you have, the 25 entries in the development, all the entries are reached inserted to the here as well. All the entries, so 25 entries are inserted to the here as well here. All right. So how we got these entries here, right? How we got these entries? Because via transport request, you moved the data to from, so you moved this table records from one system to another system. You moved it here. That's the transport request will take care of that options, right? This is the one. So here we can compare it. How many entries are there in the development? How many are there in the production, the targeted system here, right? So while importing here, there is a while importing the request into the production system or target system here, the RFC destinations, the predefined RFC destinations will be used here. And also there is a job here, RDD IMPDP job. There is a job will trigger the data. This job is responsible to import the data. If you want to run this job, there is a one free BTC work process is required here. BTC work process are required here, right? So these all the things are required to import the data. These all the things are required here, right? Suppose you want to test check the logs and everything. If you go to the transport request here, there is a import history. If you see the import history, how many requests are imported today, you see that this is imported here. If you want to check the previous years, suppose like last year till date to till time, how many are imported, approximately 1 year, you see almost 68 transport requests are imported here. 68, the request got imported to the production here in entire 1 year period. So we can download this report as well here, right? And also you can also check the import monitor. What is the request, whether it is imported or importing, or what is the status here? You can come to know here. The main thing is the TP system log here. In the TP system log here, the logs will be generated here. This is the very important here. In case of the background job is not running, in case of background job is not running or something is not happening, then you see this is the very important thing here. In case of background job is not running, then here it will be tell like job is not running, please schedule the job, something like that. You will get the error messages from here, right? This is a very important log file here, TP system log here, right? So in case of any transport errors or transport issues, we have to go to the TP system log. There we can check the logs and everything here, right? That is the TP system log here. So as I mentioned here, if the return code 12 means RC12 error messages here. RC12 means the system issue, which means it's our responsibility to fix the system errors means here. So our responsibility system errors means either so either background job, either job is not running, RDD IMPDP job is not running, either user is locked here, the TMS ADM user is locked or something in the 000 client, right? So 000 client, and also RFC destinations are not working here, the TMS star RFC destinations here, then there should be one free BTC work process should be run to run the jobs here, right? If anyone, this 4 is not working here, out of 4, anyone is not working, is not available or not running, so definitely your transport will fail with the RC12. Why? Because RC8 means it's a developer take care of. RC12 means it's our responsibility. Either so job is not running. Then you can go to SCA38. Then run the report is called the RDD new PP report. You can schedule from 000 client here. The user is locked or something, you can unlock by SC01, you can unlock it here. RFC destination, we know how to check it out SM59 here. Free background work process are there or not, we can check in SM50 or SM66, we can check the status here, right? So everything, if anything is not working, there are the respective things are there here. But here, the job is not working, you need to run the report here. That is called the RDD new PP report, you have to run it. This is one of the compulsory interview question in the interview point of time. Definitely they ask you. The transports are not moving, transports are not importing. What could be the possible reasons? This you have to tell these four reasons. Any one of the reason could cause the TR is not importing here, right? RDD new PP, RDD new PP, the thing we can import here. The report we can run from the SA38 in the 000 client, we can run it here RDD. So new PP that we can run it here, right? That we can run in the systems here. Okay, that one we can do it, right? So that is the one of the thing here. Okay, that is the one of the thing here. So RDD, new PP, RDD, IMPDP. So these are the report, RDD, new PP. If you run this report, this job will be scheduled status here. So so user is locked, we know what to do. These are the transport common errors here. Common errors here. Transport request is not importing. If you don't have the free background work process also, the job will not run, right? If you don't have the free background work process, the jobs will not run. So in the SM37, the job will not run. If the RDD, IMPDP job is not running because of the lack of free background work process, your transport will not be imported in the system, right? So, and also sometimes what happens, this RFC destinations will not work due to the target system down or something like that. So the RFC destination, the TMS ADM RFC destinations will not work. TMS RFC destinations will not work here. So then, so we need to check whether this user is locked or not, and these are the destinations are working or not. So we need to check all the areas, we have to check it out. All the areas we have to check in the systems here, right? That is the transport management system here, right? So OS level, you see there is a folder here. So co-files, data files, buffer means imported buffer here. Suppose you are importing the transport request means it will come to the import buffer list here, right? If you importing the buffer list, it will come to the buffers list here, right? The 509, the buffers list, it will come to the buffers list here, right? The imported transport requests are in the buffers here. Co files here. Bin means the transport configuration files and everything here, right? So data. EPS means the support packs files will be available here. Support packs related files are available here. Support packs related files here, right? So that is the EPS directory. So log is important here. There are the log files here. There is a S log here, TP system log. Here there is S log, TP system log in the SAP level. So we have TP system log, right? In SAP level, so we have the TP system log here, right? TP system log here. So same log file will refer here, S log. So there is a U log, right? This log, U log, and A log. There are the log files in SAP here, SAP STMS here, right? So S log contains your transport related logs, how the like transport request steps will be there here, right? The steps will be there here. The S log, U log contains here. In the STMS, you have the S log, right? And also you have the A log, U log. These three log files always up to date. It will be updated here, right? So here, so S log gives the clear picture. So SLOX gives the clear picture of all the imports happening in the system here. Like what step is importing, what step is executing, etc. What step is executing, what step is importing, what step is stopping, what step is starting. Each and every step it will be recorded here in the S log here. Okay. Then if you go to the A log, if you go to the A log here, application log here, A log, it contains the written codes of the transport request here, written codes. So some written codes will be displayed here, all right? Written codes of the transport request. So that will be displayed in the A logs here. Written codes will be displayed in the A logs, U logs. U means user related logs here. If you go to the so some user, which user you imported, the imported transport request, the OS level process, which process is used. So all the information will be displayed here. All the information, OS level, what is the command it is used to import the transport request here. So then that will be user, which user is used in the OS level. So that will be displayed here. This will be displayed in the systems here. Okay, that will be displayed in the systems here. A log, right? So a log, the log files information about the TP process here. The TP is started. TP will update this log file here. TP process. OS level, there is a TP process when importing, that will update this ulogs and everything here. The information about the TP process, what command executed, what profile it is executed here. So ulog means here. So the transports related, like transports patches, transports related, that what we discussed, right? Then so a log means here action log. Normally we'll call A means actions logs, written codes, something will be displayed here in this log file. But main thing is the S log is the very important here. You will get the clear information about what's happening in the system and everything here. So in the log folder, we will see here SAP names, the developer details will be displayed here, and the storage, nothing here. Temp folder. In the temp folder means the temporary related things will be, temporary computations related things will be recorded here in the temp directory, right? This will be automatically, system will take care of that one. But only thing is, during the TMS creation, here this folder is updated. Once the TR is released, the imported transport request will be in this buffer. Co-files, data files, those things will be here, right? This will be available here, right? So here, this is the way we can request, we can transport the data here from one system to another system here, right? So you need to go to the SE01 or 09, then click on the create the transport request here, either customization, workbench request here, right? So suppose, like example, demo one, and I don't want to add any data here. Without adding the data, we can also move the request. Then release. When you release it only, now 511, right? 511 is the transport request. So now 509, right? So when you release the transport request, then only when you release the transport request, then only it will split the TR into the two files here. One is the co files and data files. The 509, 5111. Dev files and data files will be created, right? It is created. So then the request will be added to the import buffer here. If you go to the import overview, then ECP system, select the system here, click on the refresh here, click on the refresh here. So 509. So this is still importing. This is still exporting. It's not exported, still exporting the data. You see? So sometimes the transport request will not be imported, will not be released. So we need to check the free space at application server level. So application server level, whether we have any free space available or not, we need to check that one here. Free space available or not, we need to check. Why? Because the trans directory does not have free space, then so there will be a problem of releasing the TR, right? So that is the very important here. Go to SE01. So check, we can also check, not only create, we can also check the transport request here, which are not released, which are released here. So you can also check the dummy transport request, how many are released, how many are not released here. You can also check that request and everything. We can check it out here, right? So once you've done it here, the request will be added to the import queue STMS. Then click on the import overview, then select the ECP. Then you can see the status here 509 like this. Same request we can also import multiple times here. If you import this one, it will corrupt the system as well. It will corrupt the system here. So because all the requests will be imported without any sequence, so this will corrupt the systems and everything. That's why in organizations, so people will disable this one here, import all request here. To disable the import all request here, we need to go to the domain controller system here. So select the systems here. So we have to disable, right? Go to the, so okay, we need to, the time adjustments, we have to do that one. Let me do the time. Okay, I have synchronized with the times. Okay, now we won't face any timeout errors. Go to the SE01, click on the create. Either any request you can create it here. So then demo 2, then click on the OK button. Then just to release the transport request. So the TR will be released here, right? See, now it is releasing. So it's releasing here, it's released. When it is released here, it will be added to the import queue of the target here, right? So now see one more request here we are adding. After the 509, one more request will come into the picture here. So here also there is a 511, 513, one more request is reached here, right? So here one more request will come to the picture here, right? So like this, the request will come to the buffer. And also we want to disable the import truck option here, import truck option here. Go to the STMS here, systems here, right? So I don't want to enable that option. Means here there is a transport profile parameters are there here, right? So transport profile parameters here, right? Here we can so there is a one parameter here, no underscore import underscore all. There is a one parameter here, right? So this one we have to so make it as a one, I think. So if you make it as a one here, so distribute it here, what will happen? The import truck symbol will be disabled status here. Will means that will not appear. That will not be appear status here. Suppose if you see here, so there is a import. Just to the refresh here. See that got disappeared. So one symbol here, import request. Sometimes what happens, both are here only. Sometimes what happens, the people instead of selecting the transport request, clicking the import all will be imported. So that's why one request, then we can import the request into the target systems here, right? Whatever the request you choose it, just click on the import, the request will be imported here, right? It's empty request, so there is no data, right? Just a demo tool like that. So see here request is imported. If it is the failed, then you will get the is RC record 12 means the 12 written codes will come to the here, right? It depends upon the request, the data will be imported here, right? This is the way we have to import the transport request, right? So without releasing the transport request, we cannot import, right? Import is our responsibility, right? These two are done by the your so development or functional team, they will create and they will release it here. So here RDD IMP DP is our responsibility job. Then so here in case of RC12, it's a system error. System error means basis team to have to look here, right? Which means job we need to look user RFC free BTC work process are there or not. We need to check the logs, TP system log, all the troubleshooting we have to do it here. Okay, this is the transport import. So here request we have to create in the source development system. Then we have to add the objects. Once request and objects are created, then so we can release the request, we can import it. They cannot import it. We have to import. So it's a basis team to import the transport request and everything. Okay, so that is the concept of the transport administration. Okay, so any questions, anyone?
Ravi, sir, suppose the transport is getting stuck actually. So whether it's not moved to development to production, the transport is getting stuck actually. So that time what we need to do?
This one of the things you need to check here. As I mentioned here, either job or user RFC free background work process. Either any one of the can cause the not importing the transport request. So not importing means it will be stuck only here. It will be
Okay.
stuck only. It will not, it will be stuck. So if you after 1 hour also, even it's importing status only. So what you need to do, you need to go to the TP system log here. You need to check what's happening. Are there any error messages here? So you see the error message like the RDD IMPDP job is not running. The most of the cases, if the job is not running, then what you can do, you can go to the system, then SA38 or SA38, you can go to the system here, right? So then SA38, run the RDD, the new PP report, you can execute it. RDD new PP report, if you execute it with the job is scheduling the background job, then that will import the data. So see, RDD IMPDP job is scheduled here. So report you have to execute it. So after checking the TP system log, we need to check that one. So if the TR is getting stuck or TR not importing means either in one of the issue can cause the issue. This out of four, one of the issue can cause the issues here. So we need to check one by one. All these four.
Okay.
So maximum reason is the job, this RDD IMPDP job is not running.
Okay. So suppose if in case the transport is running, and meantime we are getting dump ST22 dump means can we stop the transport or
Yeah, we can stop it by deleting if you the tray is importing. So
okay.
if that it's importing, so it's in middle of the importing means it's middle of the importing. So then what we can do here, we can go to the import monitor here. So right click on the transport request, right click and delete entry. Then you can delete it. That's possible. Yes, it's possible. We can delete it again. We can import it here. That's possible. We can do that one.
Okay. Can we re-import the same transport, right?
Yeah, we can multiple times we can re-import the same transport.
Okay, okay. That's good.
Okay. So yesterday you done the configuration today. So just to go to SE01. So then I will create the some of the transport request for your testing purpose. So it's like a demo 3. Then release it. So that will be added to the queue. So you can import it. Then SE01 create. So you can also do that one actually. Okay, so I created, when you create here, so then automatically it will be reached to the here in this list here after the import. So it will come to the in this queue list here. In the import buffer of the ECP, it will come. Then select the transport request import. This is our daily activity which we have to do. So demo 3, demo 4, you have the transport request. So like that, you can select it. You can click on the import request here. Otherwise, here request import. Here also you can do that one. Okay, that's possible. Okay, so you can practice this one. So today, okay.